like we're having an issue. What's going on? Okay. We're good. We're good, Ryan. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, 30 seconds.
That is an awesome picture of you, by the way, Bobby.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's like you two together. It's like, he is really in deep thought. He's probably thinking like, what am I going to have for breakfast?
That's right. Oh, we forgot to ask, are you okay with being a misfit, an outcast, and a renegade for being good and doing good?
Isn't that what we are?
Yeah, it is what we are. That's what we want to hear.
Wow.
All right. We ready for this, folks? All right. We are ready and...
Welcome to the Biz for Good Show, where we highlight misfits, outcasts, and renegades for the being good and doing good movement. We spotlight people that are changing the world by having integrity and honesty and creating an environment of connection, thus showing the true secret to success and creating a life of greater impact. So come on board and create your own Biz for Good life.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Biz for Good Show. I am your host, Bobby Glenn James, along with the mantabulous human being, Ryan Pilkington. Ryan Pilkington. I flub up that dude. Okay, that's it. Maybe I should start over. No, we're good.
Wow.
We're good. How goes it, Ryan? What do we got for the show today? What's going on? What's happening?
We got things going, people.
We got a lot going.
Lots going.
Well, we got an amazing guest, that's for one thing. And KK in the house again.
Hello.
KK in the house. She's promised that she's going to take over the show and start really talking
Thanks
and saying
for taking
everything
on
right.
the legacy. That's good.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks for hanging out here with us. It's good to have people in the studio again. It's been so long since we've had people in the studio. It's kind of fun to do that again, and it's good to have some female energy and some goodness and coolness. So thank you.
Absolutely, I'm glad to be here.
Awesome.
We'll have to get a camera on her.
One of these days I
We
forgot.
could postpone it for a while. No biggie.
Very good. So what's going on in the show today, Ryan?
Yeah, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Biz for Good Show. Today's title of the show is What's Golden Gate Bridge Worth?
What's the Golden Gate Bridge worth, Ryan? It's weird that you're having a problem with that. What's the Golden Gate Bridge worth? 40 quadrillion bazillion million dollars. No, we're going to find out from our guest. We're going to find out from our guest what it's worth, guys. And I'm excited to find out what the heck that means because we don't know yet.
It's a surprise. Yeah, so we have in actually San Francisco is our guest. His name is Bharat Kanodia. Man, I am messing up already. It's Friday.
Dude, there's a reason we give you the names, because you do better than I do. Bharat, can you tell us what your last name is? How do you say it?
Kanodia.
Kanodia.
You're so close, Pickle.
I think it's the teeth numbing.
Oh,
stuff.
sure. It's the dentist's
I just
fault.
came back from the dentist.
I think it's because you had the not carbon monoxide. That would kill you. But the laughing gas stuff.
Now I got to do the bio, so this is.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
We're going to have so much fun with him. I can already tell. Bharat's awesome. This guy's cool. We're going to have some fun. I can already tell.
Oh,
now that he's laughing that you totally, you didn't just kind of mess up with me.
Totally messed up.
All right.
It's the dentist. All right.
Sure.
Appraiser, Bharat Kanodia.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Kanodia.
Man.
It's pretty. If you actually sound it out, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm good. Has valued over 2,000 businesses, real estate and industrial and financial assets, including governmental infrastructures, public and private companies, and various unique real estate assets. He has signed off on over 4,500 valuations with $2.6 trillion.
$2.6 trillion
in assets globally.
That is legit. He is the real deal, and we're going to learn something from this amazing human being today, right, Ryan?
That's right. And go to his YouTube channel, which is What's It Worth?
What's It Worth? So youtube.com/what's it worth, right, Bharat? That's right.
Yeah. I gotta change that bio, by the way. That sounds terrible. I really gotta change it.
Really? I liked it because it was short. Some people give us 40 pages of a bio, and it's like, dude, we can't. That's the whole show.
He also lives in San Francisco Bay Area with his family. Enjoys sailing, golfing, skiing, and horseback riding.
All of the good stuff.
All at once.
All at once. You do them. There's a thing where you do them all at once. I love it. Awesome. All right, folks. Welcome to the Biz for Good Show. We want you guys. We want people to get over to the Biz for Good Show website, biz4goodshow.com, and download the checklist. Download the Biz for Good checklist. It will get you in the Biz for Good mindset. It's just a checklist to get you to every day go out and do something amazing to other human beings and get you in that connectivity and that focus. So without further ado, let's get crazy on the show. What? You're supposed to say something now, Ryan, I think.
Really?
Oh.
Really? Am I?
We've only been doing this over 200 times. You would think I usually go crazy and say something and you go, hey, we have not had a Google challenge for a long time. And I
don't know if a Google challenge will work with this.
I think Bharat, we might find something in it. I think Bharat is up for it too. I think, are you up for a Google challenge?
I'm not.
Okay, yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pit you up against Google. I mean, are you willing to take on Google?
Oh, that mother's got nothing on me. Bring it on.
That's what we want to hear. All right, this is how it works. This is how the Google challenge works. Usually we put in a question to Google, and a lot of times it's connected with the title. Yeah. So that might give away too much. Yeah, let's try it anyway.
If we put in what's the Golden Gate and it gives us a number, then we're done.
Yeah, and then he can beat Google easily by saying something cool.
Okay, that's all.
So what we do is we put in the question to Google. Are you putting it in, or am I?
You were putting it in.
I'm putting it in? Okay.
I don't trust myself today.
You don't trust yourself today.
I was texting a client this morning, and I must have sounded all weird, too, because he texted me back, and he said, are you drunk, Ryan?
No, he's just on CBD. He's just on some Mary Jane.
Is that legal in Utah?
It is medically. Yep. Medically it is. Yep. We're catching up. Okay, we are now in Google. I have put in the question, but Google, of course, nobody loves the first and second page. So we like to go to the third page of Google because that's where all the good stuff is, right? Yeah. Okay. And okay, Golden Gate Bridge tolls for visitors. Wow, this is lame. Yeah. Paying the Golden Gate Bridge toll. If you only plan to cross the Golden Gate Bridge going south once during your vacation, you can do it without penalty by making a one-time payment online. To pay your toll in advance, go to... Boy, yeah, this is like the lamest Google challenge.
I still owe some money to the toll.
Oops, I already crossed without paying. Dude, I think I've crossed there like 3 times, and I didn't know I was supposed to pay a toll.
They take a picture of your license.
Oh, well, I'm sure I've gotten plenty of... My wife takes care of them, I think.
Yeah, we went to San Fran a couple of years ago.
So, if you want to see the bridge but not cross it... Oh, my gosh. Okay. This is all lame, Brat. So hopefully it's easy. What do you got to say about the value of the Golden Gate Bridge?
I would tell you, but then I'll have to kill you.
Oh, there it is.
He won.
There it is.
He won or we're dead.
Awesome. Okay, well, that was a bust.
I was going to do lessons in leadership.
Oh, you were going to do lessons in leadership, and I kind of jumped on you.
You were all excited to know how much this Golden Gate cost.
Let's just move on. Let's just go right into the interview. Let's have some fun. He's chomping at the bit to tell us some cool stuff. So Bharat, the show is the Biz for Good show. We like to find out from our folks that are on the show, what is business for good mean to you, or is there a time in your life where it hit you that the more good I do in the world, the more I get paid back?
Bobby, Ryan, KK, I couldn't agree more than with the title of your show. People think of business as this evil axis of evil, where all you're supposed to do is make money and screw other people, and it is really the opposite of that. Any company, any CEO, any leader, for lack of a better word, that you may see and admire, how did they get there? They didn't get there by screwing people over. They really got there. These companies are successful because they do good. They do good for their employees, their communities, their shareholders, all in all. They don't teach you that in school or college. You learn that after a few life lessons.
I love it. Yeah, so is there a time in your life where it just hit you that, and I love that you just said, I love that you just said, people think that money-hungry CEOs, or that's all they care about, but mostly they're driven by something completely different than money, right? By leaving a legacy or things like that, right? So when did you realize that? When did you realize it wasn't just about the money, or that you wanted something bigger and better?
Life is a fractal. And not to get too technical, but what you do on your daily routine, what you do on a daily basis really metamorphoses into this big behemoth of whatever you're creating. So if you feed the evil in yourself, you get that. If you feed the good in yourself, you get that. So if you're feeding your company, your business, your employee, your shareholders, everybody with the good, and being good consistently. Now, when I say being good, doesn't mean you're being a sloppy leader or letting them slack off. Well, we all got to work to make business work.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you got to be a jerk about it.
Yeah, so true.
I love that. The manifestation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what you put out there is what you get back.
Yep. And if you put out money, we've all been there too, when you're around someone that is so focused on money that you don't want to do business with them, because it's like, dude, you're too needy.
Yeah.
You too. Successful people it's a different, you're just, when you're around someone that's ultra successful, it's a different energy, right? Is that what you're talking about, Bharat? It's kind of
Absolutely. When I meet anybody, one of the questions I always ask is, hey, how can I help you? Is there somebody you'd like to meet? Let me see in my Rolodex whom I can introduce you to. And if there is somebody I know, I'd be happy to introduce them. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that person is a vending machine that I put on $1 and I get a candy back. Well, I'm just trying to help this person and adding goodness to the system, if you will. And eventually that goodness comes back to you, as you said.
Absolutely.
It's for good.
I love it. So could you hook me up with Richard Branson? We'd really love to have him on the show.
Oh, didn't you get his email? We used to play marbles together.
Yeah, I was just hoping if he was in your Rolodex, I know he's a little harder to get a hold of than some.
I liked how he said he was playing marbles with us.
Yeah. Which kind of marbles? The one where you shoot it out of the deal, or where you put it in like the whole? Anyway. You got a question, Ryan? But you look like you have a question.
Well, no, I want to know what's going on with this Golden Gate Bridge stuff.
Oh, yes. So what is this? What's the Golden Gate Bridge worth? Come on. We need to know. What are we talking about
here? And just like a vet, right? A vet can fix a dog, a horse, a frog, a fish, all of the things. So an appraiser can appraise anything. An appraiser can appraise a house, a building, business, a bridge, an airport, a large company. So one of the unique assets I have appraised in my career is the Golden Gate Bridge. And that was a very, very fun project.
Yeah.
Oh, you got okay. You got to tell us how the crap do you even start to think? I'm at a loss. I don't. How are you supposed to evaluate that? Can you tell us kind of the process, what that looks like?
Sure. I mean, the fundamentals of valuing anything, not to get geeky on you.
We love geeky.
Stay pretty constant, right? So as long as you keep your eye on the fundamentals, you can get across any river. So the fundamentals of valuing anything is, one, you look at the cash flow, what that asset brings you. So you look at the cash flow for each year for the next 10, 15 years, and you present value that. That's your income approach, or what, based on value based on the income approach. The second way of doing it is you look at comparable assets. How really usually houses are valued, right? So when they say comps, right?
Oh yeah, what's around it?
And say, hey, yeah, what's a comp? So you're looking at comparable assets that are similar to the asset that you're looking at. So, for example, when you're looking at the Golden Gate Bridge, well, what other suspension bridges are there in the country or the world? Well, the largest suspension bridge in this country is the Verrazano Bridge, not the Golden Gate Bridge. By the way, which I have also appraised, the Verrazano Bridge. So you can compare it with that, or you look at it as, okay, what might it cost us to build this bridge from scratch? You may not know, but Golden Gate Bridge was built in the 30s. It was part of the New Deal, one of the Roosevelt WPA projects. And, that is almost 90 years old now.
Wow. How much would it cost to build it now? I gotta know, man. I gotta know. I gotta know, man.
So when I had,
I'm thinking a lot. I'm going on a limb here, and I'm thinking it's quite a bit of money.
When I had appraised it, it was in the single-digit billions.
Oh.
If I were to appraise it today again, I would ballpark it anywhere between 25 and 30 billion.
What? To build a bridge?
Well, it's a bridge, man.
It's a big bridge. I get that.
It's got to go.
Don't we still build?
Ocean.
Do we not build big bridges anymore? If we ran out of places to build big bridges.
Well, I think we've sunk a lot of that money in other places.
And I guess those bridges are still good. Wow. So what's the I'm still curious. Where do you start? I mean, and how did you, when you evaluated the Golden Gate, where did you look at other evaluations, or how did you do it? Did you say this is how much it would cost to make? And is that how you, I mean, it's like insurance, how much it would cost to replace it? Is that how you evaluate something?
Yeah, so say, for example, in specific to the Golden Gate Bridge, the valuation was done for insurance. So all these valuations that I had done were a couple of years after 9/11. So a lot of these assets that you might take for granted, like the Golden Gate Bridge, Verrazano, Brooklyn Bridge, Atlanta Airport, these are large infrastructure assets, and just like anything, they need to have insurance on them. And to have an insurance on anything, you need to know what it's worth. After 9/11 happened, the underwriter for all these assets was shitting their pants. They're going, oh my God, we might have to pay this out one day if anything bad happens. And then they're thinking, hey, are we collecting enough premiums so that we're covered, that in case we need to pay this out, we can? So they had hired my company to go around the country and value all these large infrastructure assets, which was a lot of fun.
Wow. So that leads me, and I'm just curious. Now this is just interesting to me. So is the Golden Gate Bridge privately owned, or is it an asset of San Francisco, the state, or what?
No, it's owned by the Golden Gate Bridge Authority, which I think
is its own entity.
Which is its own entity, but it's overseen by, I believe, the city and county of San Francisco. But it is very much a public asset. But even public assets need insurance.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we're talking like, I can't think of the name.
What are we talking like?
In New York, the tall building.
The tall building, the Empire State Building.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Or that really big one now, the one, the new one that
Freedom Tower.
Yeah.
I can remember that one.
What about it? What's your question?
When you can appraise those, you
appraise big buildings like that too?
I do, but I have not appraised the Empire State Building.
Right. That's an old
one. I would like to someday, but that is not something I've done yet.
Right.
Interesting. Well, cool. I'm curious how you became what you became, or how you started what you're doing. Can you kind of give us some insight? I'm always curious of entrepreneurs and why they do what they do, and the business. And anybody that's an entrepreneur or business owner, we're all about the business model and understanding the business model. How the crap did you get into what you do now?
Oh, Bobby.
Is that a big one? Is that a big question? I have a feeling there's some steps that happened.
Being a child, being a 17-year-old boy, growing up in India, I would look at the stars and dream about coming to America and becoming an appraiser. What?
The arm movement.
You didn't buy that?
It's the arm movement.
Maybe, I guess, yeah. It just doesn't seem like the big dreams.
No, it was just something you fell into. That was the first job I had out of college, and turns out I was half good at it, so I stuck with it.
Oh, there you go. Really? So that's what you've done, and that's what you do?
Yeah, that's what I do. I graduated from college with a mechanical engineering degree. Didn't want anything to do with engineering. So, but who's going to give a 21-year-old kid with an engineering degree a job in finance? Well, I found one guy who was my boss for 8 years, and he was very kind to me. So I just sort of stuck with it.
There you go.
I love it. Cool. With that said, then, is there a gold nugget or something that you can tell our listeners that take action or something like that you could tell our listeners that could put them on a path?
Recurring revenue.
Ooh.
Any business that has recurring revenue is worth a lot of money. So whatever you do, try to make your business model in such a way that you may be less profitable, right? You might have to give up on the profit a little bit, but try to set up your business model with your customers so that you get recurring revenue. Banks, investors, buyers like to see money coming in every week, every month, every quarter. If you could do that, you can look at a 10x valuation versus having a high profitability and looking at a 5x valuation.
I love that you said that. I look at that kind of like the folks that win the lottery and they take the buyout, and I'm just like, why would you take the buyout? You actually, in the long run, have a lot less of the money. And wouldn't it be cool to just have $100,000 a month income? How freaking cool would that be? And it's kind of the same in business. People don't look at, dude, if you can span stuff out for your clients, usually they can budget it. They understand there's no surprises to them. I love that you said that. I've lived that business model in almost every company that I've done in the last 10, 15 years, because that recurring revenue is everything. Everybody understands. It's upfront. We all know how much money's going out, and in the long run, it's better for everybody. So thank you for saying that. I think that is such a huge. You just learned a giant gold nugget here. If you take that to heart,
like subscription or just monthly.
Yeah,
reoccurring statements. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and clients. I mean. Yeah, I could pay $3,000 up front for a website, or I could pay $200 a month, and in the maybe takes you longer to do it, but that's easier on my business. right? Up front. There's so many ways that a subscription, and it's a reason that it's so popular now with everybody.
Everything is now subscription because they want your money every day.
Yeah.
And you'll probably forget about it in a year or two. So that's why they can keep taking that money from you every month.
I will admit I probably have several subscriptions that I don't pay attention to. Well, cool. This is awesome. Is there anything else that you wanna add to wrap up to talk about for listeners that you think the listeners would be interested in hearing? It's been cool to have you on the show. It's fun. We love doing the show and meeting such neat and interesting and cool people, you included, Mr. Bharat.
Oh, thank you, Bobby, Ryan, KK. No, this has been fantastic. If you want to learn more about valuations, go to my YouTube channel. What's it worth?
What's it worth?
I'm sure Bobby will share the link with everybody.
Yep.
In that channel, I am cutting out the geek talk. People in my world love geek talk, and I can go toe-to-toe with anybody on geek talk, but that doesn't help people. My videos, I am explaining people how to value any business within 5 to 7 minutes. They're concise, they are informative, and they're entertaining.
Cool. So if I have a business, then I can find out what it's worth. And is that, we've been in the entrepreneur world for a long time, and some people don't understand. And maybe you can, just now that you've said this, it makes me interested. Not every business is actually worth something, is it?
Oh, most definitely not.
Okay, good. I'm glad we agree. I was afraid he was going to go, no, yeah, every business is worth something.
Most definitely not.
So, I mean, if nobody will buy, people don't realize, well, I've got 30 clients. Yeah, but you do all of the work. You are the business. That's not worth anything to much of anybody. So you don't really have a business that you could sell.
I mean, you really have a job. That's not a business.
Exactly. So do you talk about stuff like that on the show?
Yes.
That is cool. You need to check it out. You need to check out that show just to understand how something is worth something. Because I think a lot of business people or wannabe entrepreneurs don't really understand how to monetize or evaluate their business or company or anybody else's for that matter.
Precisely. Or they take the valuation to their heart or their ego. Ooh. And they start arguing with you, which is the worst thing to do.
Well, don't you just take how much revenue you make and then times it by 3 in a year? Isn't that it? Then you're done.
No. I heard that my neighbor's cousin's wife sold her business with 6x, so mine's at least 8x. What are you talking about, 3x?
Oh, I'm going to go check out. I'm totally going to check out your channel, man. This is super cool. Well, Bharat, thank you so much for being on the show. Any last words from anybody? KK, Ryan? You were good?
I'm good. Thanks so much for being on the show.
This is good. We're going to totally, I am going to totally check out the YouTube channel because now I'm curious.
I just posted on the Facebook.
Oh, very good. Awesome. Bharat, Ryan, you want to take us out? Thank you so much for being on the show. We love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, we always in the show with the hashtag Be Good, Do Good. We say it 3 times or we get really rocking out on the 3rd.
Yeah, you can either watch us or follow along. And go, oh my gosh, look at those crazy people.
Yep. All right, here we go. Hashtag
be good, do good. Hashtag be good, do good. Hashtag be good, do good. Yeah.
And that's a wrap.
And we're off.